is you. In fact, in this photo of Earth taken from 6 billion kilometers away is every single human being who has ever lived or who will ever live. Fascinating, isn't it? And this reminds me of what US President Ronald Reagan once said, that how quickly our internal defenses would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet he says, is not there an external force still within us? This alien force. And for once I agree with him. And I believe this alien force is empathy. You see, our moral compass and our values stem from the fact that we are able to identify and empathize with people. To give you an example, you will probably not want to say something mean and rude to the person sitting next to you right now, will you? But why is that? Because most of us know how it feels when someone says something rude or insulting. And we take that feeling, that experience, and we put ourselves in the shoes of the other person, and we come upon the decision that it's not the right thing to do. But here is the problem. What if we don't know how to empathize? Or if we don't want to put ourselves in the shoes of the other person? Because humans are biased. They have this inherent cognitive bias which makes it difficult for them to understand how they will react or make decisions in a state, an emotional state that they are not familiar with. This is called the empathy gap. And we are also prone to making bad decisions because we like to be surrounded by people who we are familiar with. We don't like to be surrounded by the others, other religions, other communities, other races. To give you an example, when this bias, this empathy gap exists in those people who are sitting in parliament or who are leading the Fortune 500 companies, who are controlling the nuclear weapons of this world and changing and shaping the public narratives in media powerhouses, and when they have this bias, it is not surprising we see racial tensions, ethnic violence, ethnic cleansing, sectarian violence, poverty and illiteracy. And this is not far-fetched. I can give you my example, my home and the region I live in, Southeast Asia. You see, these countries have borders, they have armies and they have constitutions made to safeguard interests of communities, races and ethnicities. However, despite this, all of these people living across borders, around 2 billion of them, fail to have an image, a sense of humanity, the common principles of pursuit of happiness, of insecurity, pain or joy. And they fail to see this across the border. They know that it exists for them, but they don't know if it exists for the other aliens that they have heard about. And this causes them, and this allows terrorists from Afghanistan to come in Peshawar and kill 300 children. And this causes Hazara, Ismaili Christian communities in Pakistan to be bombed and Hindu families be forced to migrate. And this causes millions in Assam, India, to be stripped of their citizenship, to be made stateless. And this allows people in Rohingya and Uyghur, China, to persecute Muslims and minorities, and this causes these communities to face ethnic cleansing. And yet we fail to see these patterns, these reciprocating patterns of hate and violence. We fail and we ignore this basic humanity, these basic principles that exist within all of us. This rift, this empathy gap exists and it's widening day by day. We fail to realize that we are this few billion species living on this infinitesimally small planet in a vast universe, vast beyond our imagination. And this alien empathy force that exists, until it becomes human and basic and fundamental within all of us, we will not be able to change our ways or our world for the better. Thank you very much.